Hello guys, how are you doing? I am back again. Today, I'm going to be talking about the ongoing saga involving VeryDarkMan. I know that everybody knows VDM as it's popularly called. He's an activist in Nigeria that has gained so many momentum and has become so very popular. Now he's emerged in a scandal and that's what I will be discussing today. But before I proceed, kindly subscribe to my channel and switch on the notifications so that you can get notified anytime I drop a video. Now let's get it started. VeryDarkMan is currently embroiled in a scandal of epic proportions. When we woke up today, we saw that he released a video where he claimed that 180 million out of the remaining 200 million that was donated to him for charity purposes has been stolen. According to him, he said the suspect actually hacked into his bank account through his website and moved a total sum of 180 million, leaving him with 20 million. And although he has been able to track 20 million out of it, 160 million is still missing. After he dropped the video, the internet erupted with many people expressing their disbelief and asking questions. So I also became curious that how is it possible that such amount of money is going to be stolen from your bank account via your website? There are so many questions waiting for answers, but unfortunately he has failed to give the required answer until now. First thing I said when I saw the video was, is this some kind of a dark humor? Is he trying to troll the country? Because the reasons he gave flew in the face of common sense. Because how can a hacker or a fraudster actually withdraw 160 million 180 million from your bank account and the person didn't go through your banking app or through your phone? The person actually stole it through your website. So many tech gurus have questioned the veracity of his claim, with many of them saying it is practically impossible for such to happen. That before you can move such huge amount of money, you are going to be needing something they call an OTP, one-time password, that will be sent to your phone number, and it is until then that somebody can move such amount of money. Many of them are now asking VDM whether the hacker took control of his phone also to actually retrieve that OTP so that they could perfect their scam. In fact, his disclosure is very disturbing in the sense that it is coming around the same time he claimed that he bought an AMG Benz, which is one of the most expensive brands of Benz, AMG. Anybody that drives cars knows that AMG Benz are high-end. So it is now coming around the same time you are claiming that 160 million has been stolen from you. This coincidence is raising so much suspicion. I'm not saying that you are lying, VDM, but I'm saying that the coincidence is very disturbing. You bought a very expensive car some weeks ago, and today you are claiming that 160 million is currently missing from the donations that Nigerians sent to you for charity purposes. You have a whole lot of questions to answer, but it is very shocking that somebody of your caliber is not providing the required answers. Let's switch roles. Let's assume that it was somebody else that has been caught in a scandal like this. We all know that VeryDarkMan would have dropped nothing less than 10 videos to nail the person, regardless of whether the person is a culprit or not. VeryDarkMan would have dropped like a minimum of 10 videos to continue to question the person and seek for more information. But now the pendulum has swung to your own side, VDM. You are failing to provide the required answers. Is that justice? Is that fair? Another disturbing thing to note is that this sum of money was donated, I think, some months ago, over 3 months now. Until now, the bulk of the money is still lying in your bank account without you disbursing them as promised. The reason why many people donated this money to you was because you promised that you wanted to use it for charity, to help the poor. What better time can you help the poor than in this festive period? But you just kept the money in your bank account for whatever reasons, and till now you have not disbursed this fund. You have not used this fund to do anything really tangible that people can point to, until now that you are now claiming that a huge chunk of it has been stolen. Make it make sense. Over 200 million was donated to you over 3 months ago. Until now, more than 200 million is still in your bank account. Please tell me, when do you intend donating this money to the said charity? When do you intend disbursing this fund to help the poor for which you collected the funds. The question is when. If it were to be another activist, VeryDarkMan, we know you would have put so much pressure on that person till the person probably makes mistake in the disbursement of the funds. When Davido collected money from people for his birthday that year, it didn't take this long before he donated the money to the various charities in Nigeria. So, VeryDarkMan, why is it taking you this long for you to disburse this funds? You are the one that gave room for this hacker to steal the money. Because if you had disbursed it and it had gotten to the target audience, the hacker wouldn't have been able to steal up to 160 million from you. You gave them the room to steal this money because you refused to disburse it on time. And you promised that it will be disbursed on time, but now the case is different. I'm not saying that you stole the money, but there are so many questions begging for answer. A huge question mark is hanging on your head, VeryDarkMan. And you would do well to come clean, to be prolific in releasing videos as you do to others. You are involved now. Be also prolific in releasing videos to explain the situation of things to people. Give us the blow-to-blow account of how all these things happened, the steps you are taking to recoup the money, and what you are going to do to prevent it going forward. Some years ago, we had the case of a snake swallowing 30 million naira. Till now, we are still trying to come to terms with that realization. Now, we are waking up to the news of 180 million naira being stolen from a website. Nigerians, when are we going to be wise? It is looking as if these people are taking us for a ride. For a whole 180 million to be stolen through a website in this age, there is something wrong. I don't even think such is possible in poorer countries with poorer infrastructure. Not to not talk of Nigeria, that is still a little bit high up when it comes to technology. This is just unbelievable. I'm not nailing VDM and I'm not accusing him of anything sinister, but I'm just saying that so many things are wrong. There are so many questions, there are so many variables, there are so many areas that are gray in this case, and we need answers. Another red flag for me was the fact that VeryDarkMan was announcing publicly that he was on his way to catch a thief in Jos, and he released the video even before getting to the destination. You would now ask, is the thief going to be waiting for you at the airport or be waiting for you at wherever they are now that you have announced that you are coming for them? Shouldn't you have waited till you've caught them before you made any announcements? Nobody would have expected such move from somebody that claims to be highly intelligent like VDM. You are planning to go and arrest a criminal and you are announcing beforehand, before you even boarded the plane. Make it make sense, please. This is not about piling on you or attacking you, but this is things that are just rudimentary. Even a policeman that just joined the force today can't make such mistake. You want to catch a criminal and you are announcing beforehand. Have you ever seen a situation whereby the FBI would announce before they make an arrest? Have you ever seen such before? But now you want to go and arrest somebody, you are announcing beforehand, you announce hours beforehand, giving that person the room to actually relocate, to even leave the country before you get there. No, these are the things that are making people question the genuineness of your excuses, because everything is now looking as if the more you look, the less you see. Another thing is that you can't be the judge in your own case. The best thing for you to do now is to step aside, let the public, the same public that you reached out to for donation, be the one to set up a panel, an investigative panel to look into this, because you can't be a judge in your own case. A panel that is independent must be set up, preferably by the public, to investigate your claims, to see the veracity in your claims, so that we can believe that of a truth something like that happened. And while the investigation is going on, you should step away from anything that has to do with the NGO that you created. That is the barest minimum. You have to recuse yourself from this case so that a thorough, unbiased investigation can be conducted and the report released publicly for everybody to read. But in the interim, I'm calling on the EFCC to also step in, because there are so many gray areas in this case and so many things are questionable in the points you raised. The EFCC should step in, because this is now a borderline financial crime and that is under the purview of the EFCC. The EFCC should step in now and arrest VDM pending the conclusion of this investigation. That is the right thing to do, because if it were to be somebody else, VDM would be on the forefront calling for the person's arrest. What is good for somebody else should be good for VDM too. The populace should call on the EFCC, the ICPC, or whatever financial body that covers the running of NGOs in the country to order the arrest of VDM pending when investigations are going to be concluded. Because we must see to the end of this, we must get to the root of it. We must know the true picture of things. You collected the money from the public, so the public reserve the right to know what is going on. And for you not to pollute the investigation or influence the outcome, you must step aside and get arrested by EFCC for thorough investigation and interrogation, so that we can verify that your claims are true. Nobody is saying you colluded with anybody to steal the fund. Nobody is saying you mismanaged the fund. But let us investigate thoroughly so that we can know that of a truth you are still a man of integrity. Because there are so many commas now, we need to get it straight. Another point I want to note is that, another suggestion I want to make is that Don Jazzy should call for a refund of the money he donated. I am aware that he donated, I think, 100 million naira. Now, VeryDarkMan is immersed in a scandal. The right thing for Don Jazzy to do now to save himself is to demand for a refund of that 100 million naira in the first instance, because it is now clear that VDM doesn't value security. But if he had taken everybody seriously, he would have taken proactive steps to protect that account with all his might. It is now clear that he doesn't have the capacity to handle such good funds. It is now incumbent on Don Jazzy and other donors to request for an immediate refund of their money, because this misappropriation or carelessness, as the case may be, should not be condoned, should not be allowed, and should not be supported by any means. Don Jazzy should lead the charge to call for a refund immediately from VDM. And going forward, people must think twice before sending funds to this guy, because far above the fact that the money was stolen or whatever, he has shown that he lacks the capacity to manage a fund of this magnitude. This is not about hating him, it is about protecting the interest of the public. Many people donated from their hand-earned money. They sweated to make this money. Now, you got reckless, you got careless to the extent that some ragtag hackers now stole 180 million out of their money. How do you expect them to feel? Anybody that donated money to you now will be feeling stupid. They will have eggs on their faces. Because many people were skeptical when you floated that NGO. Not because they hated you, but because of the way you move. At times, you allowed emotions to get the best of you. You were busy focusing on other things, while hackers were having a field day on your website and stealing funds. If you had paid attention to the money they donated to you and gotten to work to disburse these funds, the hackers wouldn't have had it this easy. This is a big shame and a big embarrassment to the youth, because you posed as their last hope. Now, things are boiling out of control for you. I'm not wishing you bad. I'm wishing you the best of luck. I hope you recoup this money. But even if you recoup it, even if you collect it back, a huge dent has been inflicted on your brand and image. Many people will now be scrutinizing you and questioning your moves, because this recklessness is unpardonable. I hope you continue to give us a blow-to-blow update of what is going on, and I hope you listen to the voice of reasoning, to the voice of wisdom, and step aside for an independent body to investigate what is going on, and submit yourself to the EFCC for thorough investigation and questioning. That is the only thing you can do to regain your integrity and to damage the dent that has been inflicted on your brand. I wish you the best. I hope you come out clean at the end of the day. But whatever the case may be, this is a teachable moment for everybody, and this is a lesson for everybody. Because at the end of the day, what goes around comes around. Thank you for spending time to listen to my episode today. I hope you've learned one or two things, and I hope you agree with me. Before you go, do well to subscribe to my channel and switch on the notification so that you can get notified when next I'm dropping the video. Thank you. Bye.